Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is an action-adventure single-player one video game played from a third-person perspective.
As with the first game, Peter Parker and Miles Morales are the two main characters, with Mary Jane and Venom 2.
Playable in certain missions, becoming individually playable in accordance with the story. As they traverse an open-world New York City and fight enemies, 3 players can acquire new abilities and collect various Spider-Man suits. Peter and Miles can be freely swapped between at any point during free roam in the game's open world, and have dedicated missions both in the main story and as part of side content that takes advantage of their individual traits. For the game expands upon the prior entry's open world, allowing players to explore Brooklyn and Queens, in addition to Manhattan, which was the main setting of the previous 2 games. 5. Building on the combat system of the previous titles, both Spider-Men are able to parry physical attacks, as certain enemy types are impervious to dodging. During traversal, both Peter and Miles' new suits come equipped with web wings, which, when deployed, allow them to glide across the city, with their speed and distance covered increasing when taking advantage of areas such as wind tunnels. Each Spider-Man's gadget wheel has been upgraded with additional equipable mods for their web shooters, such as being able to cast a web line across pillars for additional footing during stealth sequences suspended above enemies, and the web grabber, allowing multiple enemies to be pulled into an isolated spot for stealth takedowns, which can be performed on 2 enemies at once. In addition to Peter Parker's standard gameplay, he is playable when bonded to the Venom symbiote, granting him tendrils that he can use in combat and unique web-based abilities. 6. Both Spider-Men have individual skill trees with additional unlockable abilities for both of them, once they accumulate enough skill points in accordance with their experience level, as well as a 3rd skill tree dedicated to shared abilities between them. The gameplay builds on the foundation established by its predecessors, with an emphasis on the multiple playstyles afforded by Peter Parker and Miles Morales as Spider-Man. The game expands on their existing traversal and combat abilities, including new web-based gadgets and suits that can be unlocked through progressing in the story. It also introduces the former Spider-Man's symbiote suit, granting Parker unique abilities from his previous playable appearance. As with the prior games, content outside the main story consists of completing side missions and obtaining collectibles dispersed throughout the game's open world, with the player able to switch between Parker and Morales to complete dedicated objectives for each of them.